Alrighty. We got Walt, the big ticket Harris, versus Alexey, the boa constrictor Oleynik. Okay. We'll break down the boa constrictor first. His striking techniques, pretty rudimentary, pretty sloppy, pretty unorthodox is what I would say instead of sloppy. Um, yeah, kind of just wings the left hook, wings the overhand right. Um, as we saw in the Overeem fight and the Curtis Blades fight, when he gets in the clinch, he'll just kind of like punch the liver. I don't know how effective it is. It's not as devastating as a knee, but he seems to like that technique. And for his striking tendencies, he kind of dips his head to the right when he's defending strikes, like Luke Rockhold, but the opposite or the same. I think Rockhold is a southpaw, but if he's an orthodox, then it's the same, dipping their heads to the right to avoid hooks and stuff. So Walt's a southpaw, so he can maybe go up high with that high kick because he's a pretty athletic dude. So Alexey kind of generates decent power from his hooks. He's a heavyweight. He could put fighters out with one shot, but he's not known for his power. He's more known for his grappling, which he has a nice body lock takedown, kind of gets the body lock, falls back, and just kind of ends up on the ground onto his world. So that's kind of the whole point of his takedowns. Him grabbing onto you. If he grabs onto you, he'll try unorthodox ways to get you to the ground. Even when you think you're safe, he'll pull guard, and then you're entrapped in a grappling situation with him, which is not good. And he tries unorthodox things to get it to the ground. Obviously, the Ezekiel choke is his ace up the sleeve, if you want to call it. Kind of locks it up from anywhere, side control. Sets it up really well. Sets it up really sneakily, but I think fighters are, aware of it now. Definitely Walt Harris at a decent camp, ATT. They definitely won't be. Hopefully, Walt Harris sticks to the game plan. The game plan will definitely include not letting him get that arm around your neck. He also has a nice double leg against the fence. He has a scarf hold win. He has a few scarf hold wins on his resume, I think. He got one in the UFC against Anthony Hamilton. That was pretty nice. If his double leg gets sprawled on, he'll transition to a single leg and then just drive. He looks to lock the Ezekiel choke in from standing mostly, and then pulls the opponent into him, even sometimes in a full mount. But that only works on bums really. He'll pull guard. Yep. As soon as it hits the mat, he's looking for a dominant position. And we'll go to Walt Harris now. He's got a nice right hook. He's a southpaw, by the way. He's got a nice 1-2. Retracts his punches fairly quickly. He's got a nice counter too. He's mostly a counter striker. He'll throw a counter right hook in the pocket. Clinch knees. He'll snap down there. Break their posture with a snap down, and then clinch knees to the head off the break, and then he kind of exits the break and does whatever he does. Stands up and stares at you for 15 minutes. How they win, Walt is nice feints because he's got to be doing something if he's not firing. He's got good ground and pound, good takedown defense. He actually had better takedown defense than I thought initially. I went into taping thinking he had pretty poor takedown defense, but I guess that was just the Fabricio Verdum fight. And Verdum, got him pretty well on a single leg, nice entry, and just kind of didn't give him time to settle into the fight. That could happen in this fight, but I don't think Alexey's takedowns are as good as Verdum's are. Walt also has a good chin. He has fast hands, and he's got decent pacing for over 3 rounds, Alexey, how he wins, he's got a good chin. Took a flush shot from Mark Hunt about a minute into their fight, and then you hear Dan Hardy's like, how is he still standing? Or maybe it was John Gooden, I don't know, but yeah, that was a huge shot. That he took on the chin and just, smiled and then threw a teep to the body straight after it. He's got, super long arms, like super long arms for his reach, for his height. And he'll kind of just wrap them around you from places that you didn't think that he could reach you. And he's also strong, good BJJ strength, very relative to grappling because he's got a really tight squeeze, strong grips in his hands. Just what you need if you want to be, a good BJJ practitioner. He'll also feint level changes sometimes, gets opponent thinking about it. Yeah, how he loses, he's pretty flat-footed, heavy on his lead leg. Mark Hunt nearly ended the fight from leg kicks, then went away from it for some reason. Walt Harris probably saw that. He's probably looking at that. Also, his Muay Thai clinch escapes, as I said before, he's just punching the liver. That's, he's not really looking to escape at all. Which, maybe Walt can snap down the head and throw a knee, which he likes to do. How Walt loses, his step in straight left is pretty telegraphed, kind of throws, he doesn't have a large arsenal of strikes, kind of throws the same one over and over again. Also, his low activity and his low volume can get him in trouble, can lead to close fights like the Arlovsky fight. His guards easily passed, and his get-ups are pretty average, to say the least. X factors for this fight: Walt's actually on a 3-fight win streak if you count the Arlovsky fight, and Alexey is actually he's 42 years old now, so I don't know how long he's going to keep fighting for. These heavyweights, these foreign heavyweights, they don't really get pushed to hang them up as same as American fighters. Seems to be a communication barrier where they just don't really care about him. They just keep sending him into bat. But whatever. I'd like to see Alexey retire soon. He's a bit too slow for the heavyweights of today. Not saying Walt Harris is a heavyweight of today. He's also 36, so don't make that assumption. Past the victory for Alexey, single legs open in the southpaw versus orthodox stance battle. Also, if Walt throws a kick that he doesn't retract as quickly as his punches do, catch it, work for a single leg. And also, single legs are definitely what to look for because Walt's probably going to be the bigger guy in there by 20 pounds, maybe even more. Maybe 30 pounds because I think Walt cuts to the limit. Heavyweight limit, but whatever. And just you don't want to carry his weight with a double leg. Just go a single leg, make him balance, and maybe catch him off balance and sweep that rear leg out. And past the victory for Walt, keep distance. Try and goad him into a striking battle. Go 1-for-1 maybe. Maybe let him hit you a little bit. Maybe hit him to the body, and then really sit down in your punch when he gives you an opening. Because your stand-up's definitely better than his. So, try and get into a war maybe. Not a war, but just try and get the fight exchanging and try and get a rhythm into the fight. And also stuff the takedowns, obviously. And don't really linger when you sprawl. Just get the fuck up out of there. Don't just sprawl and sit on him. Don't admire your work after you've stuffed the takedown. I started tape. This is for my prediction, by the way. I started taping this fight. I had a lean on Alexey. I was pretty confident I was going to go in on Alexey. probably by submission. But now, after taping it, I'm still going to say Alexey, but I'm not as confident as I was before, and I'm probably not going to make a play on this fight. But yeah. Yeah, because I can't bet Walt Harris because he's too tentative, too inactive. And he's a big favourite for some reason. But yeah. So the prediction is Oleynik by sub round 1. And these are the odds here. Not huge. Probably not. If it was like $3, maybe I'd jump on, but I'm not. Because Alexey's path to victory, sometimes when you put it on paper, sounds so far-fetched. Pull guard kind of thing. Like, you kind of might have to pull guard if you can't get the takedown, and then you'll be on your back for a minute, and then you have to reverse him. But I feel like he can do it. I feel like Walt Harris's ground game is not up to Alexey's. So I think he'll eventually get it down there. And yeah, it's going to be trouble for Walt Harris. But I would not be surprised if Walt Harris knocks him out. So I'm not betting it. Because I didn't realize how decent Walt Harris' takedown defense was. Until I looked at the tape. So that's why you look at the tape, guys. But yeah. So maybe Oleynik by sub would be the play if I'm going to have to play anything. I'd probably expect it to be around $4. $4.20, maybe $4.10. So yeah, that would be the play if I was going to play it, but I'm not. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next fight. Ray Borg and Gabriel Silva.